like it was yesterday. You would put your hair up, I'd take it down. I liked it that way. Stayed out late and counted stars from the backseat of my car. You said it's love, I said okay. Didn't know what else to say. You're so American, tell me where you are. Can't believe I've gone and lost you. Just a photograph, just a memory to me, yeah. We were so misunderstood, thought we had it good, but just too young to know it. Even now, I remember the way we were, Miss America. Traced our name out in the stars. Yeah, the whole world was ours. I'm ready for the way we were way back before we both grew up and you left town. But Miss USA, where are you now? Tell me, don't have lost you. Just a photograph, just a memory to me, yeah. We were so misunderstood, thought we had it good, but just too young to know it. And now, I remember the way we were. I can't forget the way we were. It was good, Miss America.
Here, I thought that little pile we were done then.
Where do you put the on that? No, they read the end.
Please.
Even Irwin Hutchkins.
I am Judge Hazel. You're here today on a series of domestic violence charges. I'm going to release you. I'm going to give you a new court date in Sarita Municipal Court on July 29th at 7:30 in the morning. I'm going to impose standard release conditions, including no contact with any victims, don't return to the scene of the crime, no alcohol, no drugs, no firearms, no weapons. So you are being released, but you must appear in Sarita Municipal Court on 7:30 on July 29th. So you're being released. Good luck to you.
May I ask one question, sir?
Yes.
I live with my wife, and I don't know, the charges. You say,
It's
numerous charges.
You can't, this happened where your daughter lived, right?
Well, yeah, it was at my house. I just bought my daughter and we were just moving in yesterday.
Well, you can't
I
go
was
back to
moving in.
that. You can't go back to that location.
Okay. That's okay. Thank you. So I can go to my home, right?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Judge.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Hi, can I have your name, please?
Raymond Anthony Oliver.
Okay, you're here today because you have a warrant for your arrest out of Justice Court. It looks like you have a warrant out of City Court. On your Justice Court warrant, I'm going to release you and give you a new court date of July 28th at 2:00. You'll be released on that charge. So Justice Court on July 28th at 2:00. Let's take a look at your Tucson City Court warrants now. On your City Court warrants, I'm going to release you and give you a new court date of August the 4th at 2:30 p.m. with Judge Crenshaw. So you're going to be released on all your cases, but you need to appear in Tucson and City Court. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Oh, Your Honor, did you have anything to say about the Maricopa charge?
It's a probation violation. They said they will take it, that they're supposed to get him. Is it Maricopa County?
Yes, Your Honor.
Didn't we handle the warrant? All right. The clerk says we don't handle probation violations.
There's a $500 bond on it, so you can post that, and get out. So Maricopa coming in.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. So, deal with it. Thank you. I'll see you in court, and then go down. Thank you.
Hi, can I have your name, please?
Leanne Thomas,
Hi, I'm Judge Hazel. How are you today?
doing all right, sir. How about you?
Good. You have a warrant for you have a charge for, of trespassing out of Green Valley Court, I am going to release you, give you a new court date. With the conditions, you have no contact with any victims, don't return to the scene of the crime. Your new court date is going to be July the 10th at 8:30 in the morning in Green Valley Justice Court. So you
Can
are,
I ask you something, Your Honor?
yeah,
I was told I could ask you about the items that were in my room at the residence that I'm being charged with trespassing for, which is the place I've lived in for a couple of months now with my boyfriend. When I came back from jail, the first time he called the cops on me, which those charges were dropped, my computer and my phone were missing. How do I retrieve those? I called the cops that arrested me that night. I left several
you
messages.
have to go to the sheriff's substation that takes care of that and talk to them about it.
And my last question, Your Honor, and I apologize, is I was arrested last night for being rushed to gather my things. I have quite a few things in that house spread all over the place. How do I get those things back?
You have to go to the police agency that arrested you and they have to go over there with you.
Thank you.
All right? Good luck to you.
Andrew?
Okay, we're on to Tucson now, right? Sir, can I have your name, please?
Francis Andrew.
So you're here today because you have new assault charges and you also have failed to appear in Tucson City Court. That is why you're here today. Do you understand why you're here?
Yes.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to set a $500 bond on your cases. I'm going to set your matter for a video review on July 16th at 1:30 PM in Tucson City Court with Judge Millian. If you post a $500 bond, you will be released. Otherwise, you'll remain in custody until that date. Standard release conditions will apply, including no contact with any victims, don't return to the scene of the crime. I'm also appointing the Office of the Tucson Public Defender, City Public Defender to represent you. So your new court date is the 16th and you have a public defender. Good luck to you, sir.
Beamer?
Hi, can I have your name, please?
Zarina Beamer.
You're here today, I'm Judge Hazel. You're here today charged with criminal damage and disorderly conduct. I am releasing you and giving you a new court date of August the 12th, 2025 at 1:30 PM in Tucson City Court with Judge Millian. Standard release conditions will apply with additional conditions, no contact with any victims, don't return to the scene of the crime. If you have property at that location, you can return with the police and get any property you have. Do you understand these release conditions?
Yes, sir.
All right, good luck to you.
Castile?
Good morning, Judge. How are you?
Good. Can I have your name, please?
Joseph Luis Castillo.
I'm Judge Hazel. You're here today on charges of assault, disorderly conduct, and assault again. I am going to release you. I'm going to set this matter for July 28th at 8:30 in the morning. Or I'm sorry, August the 4th at 8:30 Verena. Standard release conditions will apply, but you are being released.
All right.
Okay?
Sorry, Judge, can I be able to say something? I was given a court date on the 23rd at 8:30, the first time that I was booked. I was unaware that the officer that booked me put a stop and arrest onto the thing.
Okay, well, you need to direct any court questions you have to Tucson City Court. I only deal with the one that we have in front of us today.
Okay.
So you don't have court on July 28th. The date that I gave you is the correct date.
All right, and that would be August 4th, right, sir?
Yes,
All right. And what time was that again?
9:30 in the morning. You'll get a
9:30.
copy. You'll get a copy of your paper.
All right, thank you so much.
Uh-huh. Hi, can I have your name, please?
Hello?
Can I have your name?
Ricardo?
Okay, who would this be? Shall we skip 105? All right.
Your Honor, do it was, post release?
So he's not in jail anymore?
No, he's not in jail no more.
All right. Okay, Ricardo, you're here today on charges of paraphernalia and criminal trespassing. I'm going to release you, give you a new court date of August the 4th at 9:30 in the morning in Tucson City Court with Judge Hale. Standard release conditions will apply, but you're being released, okay? Are you awake? Officer, can you wake him up?
And what's the name? Yes or no? Listen to the judge. Just
I'm releasing you and giving you a new court date. Good luck to you.
remain.
Sound asleep.
Morning,
Hi, can I have your name?
Maria Salter.
What number is this one? Can I have your name again, please?
Maria Salter.
Okay, ma'am, you're here today. You're charged with assault. I'm going to release you, give you a new court date of August the 5th at 9:30 a.m. with Judge Bond at Tucson City Court. Standard release conditions will apply and you're being released, okay? Good luck to you.
Okay. I'm sorry, sir. I just had a question. Assault, what does that mean?
That means that you engaged in fighting or hit somebody. That's what you're alleged to have done.
Okay, so if it's not true, what do I need to do? Get a lawyer and just appear with a lawyer next time I go, or what is it?
You have enough court date. You need to appear and that judge will help you with it. And if you need to, they will appoint a public defender to represent you.
Okay,
Thank you.
all right, thank you.
What happened to 107?
Just wait.
Hello, can I have your name, please?
Yeah.
Officers, can you give me his name, please?
Eli.
We don't have any.
We don't have a name, Your Honor.
What's your name, sir?
Eli.
Can you give me your full name, please? You need to tell me your full name if you want to get released from jail. You want me to give me your full name?
Eli.
Okay.
Your last name.
Deny, okay. All right, let's hold him over till tonight.
All right. Come on, man. Okay.
I need to write on it, right?
Okay.
Hi, can I have your name, please?
Yes, Your Honor. So George Mendoza Herrera. George Mendoza Herrera.
Do I have that anymore, or did I turn it over there? I have 108 and 1. Okay. All right. Drug trafficking charges. Do you understand why you're here?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm going to release you and give you a new court date of August the 4th with Judge Crenshaw. So you're going to be
Okay.
released, and I'm giving you a new, okay? Standard
Thanks.
release conditions are going to apply. Could you copy that over for me and I'll sign it? Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Hi, can I have your name?
Yes, Daniela Sveta.
She would be number 6. Hi, I'm Judge Hazel. You're here today. Is the public defender there?
No.
I was asking the jail.
Oh, sorry.
It's all right, you can help me, but yeah.
Huh.
Because you're Danielle, right?
Yes.
You need to have a lawyer sit with you.
They're grabbing them, Your Honor.
There's that one.
Good morning. Apologies for the delay.
It's all right. This is Daniela Sveta, number 6, or my number 6.
Yes, Judge.
Does the state have a recommendation in this matter?
Your Honor, the state's okay with her release to pretrial services. This is a refiled case. I believe the date of offense is 2021 and doesn't look like she's incurred any additional charges or anything of that nature. So that's why we're okay with the release to pretrial.
All right, thank you. Attorney for the defendant?
I fully agree with the state, Judge.
All right, ma'am, I'm going to release you and give you a new court date of July 11th at 1:30 p.m. for arraignment in Superior Court. I'm appointing the Office of the Public Defender to represent you. I am going to release you through the supervision of pretrial services. You need to make contact with them. But you are being released. Your new court date is July 11th at 1:30, okay? And that's in Superior Court here in downtown Tucson.
Thank you.
Make sure you make your court date.
Okay.
Thank you. Sorry about that. Oh, I'm sorry. So 110 should be next. Hi, can I have your name, please?
Your Honor, he's deaf.
Does he speak sign language?
Like,
No. Okay. We can start the caption so that way once the words start appearing on the screen, probably he can read. It says, let's show live captions. Let's test this. Testing for words. Let's see.
You said there's an interpreter? What does that mean?
Judge, so as we speak, the words display on the screen. I don't know if he can read. Can you read, sir? Yes. You can read. Okay, I believe he can read on screen as Your Honor speaks. So he is reading my words right now on screen. So Your Honor, if you want to wait for the ASL interpreter, that's fine. But if Your Honor wants to continue.
They said we're going to use the screen.
Okay.
It's called part, but you're here today, sir, because you have multiple warrants from the city of Tucson.
Yeah, I'm the budget you take care of. And
Okay, what I'm going to do is set a bond at $500 and give you a new court date of July 14th.
wow. Wow, okay, can I go? Wow. They can keep me in jail, right? He's going to keep me in jail. Wow.
Yes, sir.
Wow. Your Honor, fuck you. There you go.
I think we can turn off the captions.
I'm all right with that, as long as the attorney's not calling me that.
Your Honor, this is our Spanish speaker.
Okay, great. We have the interpreter on the phone with us, or on the video with us.
Yes, sir. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir. What's your name?
Señor, ¿cómo se llama usted?
Francis Enriquez, Jose.
Dígalo de nuevo, por favor.
Francis Enriquez, Jose Francisco.
Francis Enriquez Jose Francisco.
Hi, I'm Judge Hazel. You're here today on a warrant for your arrest on a charge of narcotic drug and paraphernalia use out of Superior Court.
Señor, se encuentra aquí detenido por orden de detención emitido por el Tribunal Superior del Condado Pima por tenencia de droga narcótica y parafernales de droga.
Does the state have a position on this matter?
Pregunta si la Fiscalía tiene algo que recomendar en cuanto a fianza o condiciones de libertad. Escuche.
Your Honor, we're asking the court to affirm the $1,000 bond. He was previously released, did not contact pretrial, and the report notates he was aware of the warrant.
Thank you.
Señor juez, que se imponga la fianza que se había establecido anteriormente de $1,000 había sido liberado para ser supervisado por la Agencia de Libertades previos a su juicio, si nunca se comunicó con ellos y se dice que ya estaba enterado de la orden de detención.
Does the public defender have anything to say?
El defensor público, ¿qué comenta?
Yes, Judge, we are asking for one more chance on pretrial services. That's because, as the state pointed out, Mr. Francis Enriquez did admit that he knew about the warrant, but said he had a substance abuse issue, which is why he failed to appear.
Señor juez, nosotros seguimos se le dio segunda oportunidad de la supervisión de la Agencia de Servicios previos al juicio y como indicó el fiscal, dice que sí sabía de la orden de detención, pero que porque padece de problemas de sustancias, no se presentó por ese motivo.
Sir, I'm going to appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you.
Señor, voy a asignar a los abogados de oficio para que lo representen.
I'm going to set your bond at $500 cash secured.
Le voy a imponer la fianza de $500, ya sea en efectivo o garantizado por propiedad.
If you post the bond, you'll be released through pretrial services.
Si logra depositar la fianza para ser liberado, será supervisado por la Agencia de Servicios Previos al Juicio, Pretrial Services.
I am setting your new court date on July 11th.
La próxima audiencia se la pacto para el día 11 de julio
at 1:30 p.m. in Superior Court.
y eso será a la 1:30 por la tarde en el Tribunal Superior, Superior Court.
Good luck to you, sir.
Buena suerte, señor.
And it looks like the next case, the state is moving to dismiss. Is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor, but he does have a immigration hold, as the court may be aware of.
Yes, I am, but I can tell him it's being dismissed.
Andrea?
Hi, sir. Can I have your name?
Hola, señor, ¿me puede dar su nombre, por favor?
Cristian Guadalupe Samaniego Díaz.
Cristiano Guadalupe Samaniego Díaz.
The state, sir, is dismissing.
Señor, la Fiscalía ha decidido desestimar la acusación en contra suya,
Your felony charges, but you do have an immigration hold.
entonces se desestiman los cargos de delitos graves, pero sí tiene orden de detención del Departamento de Inmigración y Administración de Aduanas, ICE.
So good luck to you,
Yes.
sir. You're being released on these charges, and then ICE will take the next step.
Pues buena suerte, señor. Aquí lo van a liberar, pero posiblemente o probablemente el Departamento de Inmigración tomará las siguientes medidas procedentes. Es todo.
Okay.
Thank you.
Ok. Gracias.
Can the jail tell me if there's any more Spanish speakers today?
That was it, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. The interpreter can be excused. Thank you for your patience today.
Thank you, Your Honor. Not at all.
So number 9 should be next, right?
Pretrial's report says there are 3 Spanish speakers. I don't know why. You only have 2? Yeah. Pretrial says so. Castillo Valencia, Francis Enriquez, and Zamaniego Diaz. Yeah, Castillo Valencia, I think. Yeah. Yeah, we should see. We might have to get them back.
Sir, can I have your name, please?
Jesus Arellano.
Hi, I'm Judge Hazel. You're here today because you have charges of burglary, kidnapping, robbery, and other charges. It looks like you failed to appear. Does the state have a recommendation in this matter?
Your Honor, the state's requesting a higher bond of $75,000 with pretrial, given that he is on felony DV probation involving the same victim.
Okay, attorney for the defendant.
Judge, I believe there is no probation hold yet, but I suspect it's because it's a holiday today. But nonetheless, if the court's not inclined to release Mr. Arellano, we just ask that, given that he has separate housing and has lived in Tucson for 24 years and has a sister who can provide third-party custody and transport to court, we ask that the court consider a bond close to $10,000. Thank you.
Thank you. What I'm going to do is set the bond in the amount of $20,000 and set this matter for a preliminary hearing on July the 14th. I'm appointing the Office of the Public Defender. Standard release conditions will apply. If bond is posted, it'll be released through pretrial services. And of course, no contact with any victims. Don't return to the scene of the crime. So your next court date is July the 14th. Good luck to you. Oh, I'm sorry. He has a city charge too. I'm sorry.
It says, marked criminal, but it's the same as one.
Just give me a new names. City.
Yeah, he has a civil city charge, but I'm releasing him on that.
Do we have a date, Judge?
Looks like September the 4th at 8:30 in the morning. It was a civil charge that the officer marked criminal, so
Oh, okay.
no license in possession.
So
Hi, can I have your name, please?
Hannah Basinski.
Hi, you're here today on several things. You have a warrant out of South Tucson City Court for driving on a suspended license. And then you have two charges out of Superior Justice Court. One is possession of narcotic drugs. And then you have a failure to appear on a driving on suspended license. So what is the state's position on her new felony charges?
Your Honor, the state doesn't oppose release. If you hold her on the warrants, a nominal fine. I just want to make a record that the case involved, in this case, hundreds of M30 fentanyl pills, which is clearly not, in my opinion, personal possession. So we would just be asking for a standard PH date, whether you hold her or release, but there shouldn't be no steps hearing set for this case.
Okay. So you're not opposing her release? I'm probably not going to hold her because the driving on suspended license is the other two charges.
The state would be fine with release to pretrial. The only date that should be set would be the standard 20-day PH date.
Okay, I understand what you're saying. Attorney for the defendant?
Judge, I fully agree with the state on this one. STEPS is a diversion program that they can choose to offer or not offer, so I have nothing more to add.
All right. Okay, ma'am, I am going to release you on your felony matter. Set it for July the 24th at 1:30 in the afternoon in Justice Court for a preliminary hearing. Standard release conditions will apply. You must appear and you'll be released through pretrial services on that charge. I am appointing the Office of the Public Defender to represent you in this matter. So you are being released on that charge. Now let's go on to your two warrants. They're both warrants for driving on suspended license. First one is out of South Tucson. I'm going to release you on the South Tucson warrant, give you a new court date of July the 22nd at 10 o'clock in the morning. You must appear at that time or a warrant will issue for your arrest out of South Tucson. Standard release conditions will apply as well. So let's go on to your Justice Court warrant now. You have a warrant out of Justice Court. I'm going to release you on that warrant. Give you a new court date of the 14th with Judge Steele. Standard release conditions will apply. You are being released on those charges. So your new court dates are the 14th, the 22nd, and the 24th. Do you understand, ma'am?
Yes.
All
right, good luck to you, ma'am.
Thank
And
you.
Judge, the Justice Court on July 14th was at 8 a.m.
I'm sorry, 8:30. 8:30. I'm sorry. Yes, 8:30 with Judge Steele. Thank you.
Lucinda.
Hi, can I have your name, please?
Lucinda Vici?
Hi, I'm Judge Hazel. You're here today charged with felony DUI, operating a vehicle under the influence without an interlock. Does the state have a position on this case?
Your Honor, the state's okay with release to pretrial given the age of her prior DUI, and it doesn't look like she really has any other history.
All right, attorney for the defendant.
I concur, Judge.
Sir, I'm going to release you through ma'am, I'm going to release you through pretrial services, give you a new court date of July the 24th at 1:30 p.m. in Justice Court for a preliminary hearing. You must appear at that time or a warrant will issue for your arrest. You must report to pretrial services and follow their supervision. Standard release conditions will apply, including the condition no alcohol. Don't drive without a valid license. So you are being released. Your new court date is July 24th at 1:30 p.m. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right. Good luck to you. Hi, can I have your name, please?
Jason Bodek, Bodek.
I'm Judge Hazel. You're here today with charged with discharging a firearm within city limits, drive-by shooting, and criminal damage. The state have a position on this case?
Your Honor, the state's requesting a $100,000 bond with pretrial services, given the allegations, and it also looks like he is pending a case where it involves the discharge of a weapon.
Okay, thank you. Attorney for the defendant.
Judge, we understand the state's concerns, but looks like Mr. Bodek is still being classified as a level 1 on the pretrial services report. He informs me that he is fully employed. He is a full-time welder. So, Judge, a $100,000 bond is relatively high, and if the court's not inclined to release him to pretrial services supervision, we just ask that the bond be close to $5,000. Thank you.
All right, thank you. I'm going to set this matter for preliminary hearing on July the 4th at 1:30 p.m. and appoint the Office of the Public Defender. I'm going to set the bond at $100,000 cash secured if posted, released through pretrial services. Standard release conditions will apply, including no contact with any victims. Don't go to the victim location. Other conditions are no firearms, no weapons. If he has any weapons and he is released, he must surrender those weapons to law enforcement. Sir, your next court date is July the 14th at 1:30 p.m. Good luck to you.
How's it going?
Hi, can I have your name?
Luis Sam Castillo Herencia.
That's good, Hazel. I'm here to do your initial appearance today. You're here today charged with possession of narcotic drugs. They have a recommendation in this matter.
Your Honor, the state's recommending release to pretrial with a steps hearing. He appears appropriate, given the history.
All right, thank you. Attorney for the defendant.
I agree, Judge, and we'll waive time and get a 45-day preliminary hearing.
I have
Hi, sir. I'm going to release you.
It's all right if it's,
He's releasing you, so I'll talk to you afterwards, okay?
I'm going to give you a step hearing on July 11th. That's a program for you to get your case dismissed by completing it. Giving you a preliminary hearing on August the 18th at 1:30 p.m. in Justice Court. Appointing the Office of the Public Defender to represent you with standard conditions, including release through pretrial services. So you are being released, sir. Good luck to you.
Speaking now?
You're being released, I can talk.
Hello,
Hi, can I introduce you?
Lorelei James Leon.
You're here today because you have a warrant out of Maricopa County for your arrest with a $500 bond. Does the state have a position on this matter?
We don't take a position on the out-of-county warrant, Judge. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Attorney for the defendant?
Judge, we are asking the court to consider releasing Ms. Cilioni to pretrial services supervision. I know the Maricopa County Superior Court has set $500 bond. Looks like she did participate in diversion with them and then sort of didn't follow through when they decided to remove her from diversion and resume prosecution. She reports to me that she will make it to Maricopa County and report there. And since it's a low-level drug charge, Judge, we are asking you to consider release and give her one more chance. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Actually, I don't have a right to Phoenix.
So you'd rather stay on a bond and go
Yeah,
to the jail?
I would rather stay on the bond.
Okay, Judge, then we ask for the $500.
All right, thank you. I will affirm the bond amount of $500 with standard release conditions. Direct Maricopa County to pick her up and set a review hearing for August the 4th, but you'll be picked up well before that date, ma'am. Good luck. to
Thank you.
Hold on then, paper.
Joshua.
Hi, can I have your name, please?
Joshua Eichler.
You're here today with charged with the sale of dangerous drugs and use of electronic communication in the sale of drugs. Does the state have a position in this matter?
Your Honor, the state's recommending $10,000 bond with pretrial services in light of the allegations. This matter is charged under the A7 and the facts involve law enforcement essentially obtaining a phone where this defendant's offering to sell meth and fentanyl. So whether or not he had those things actually at the time is irrelevant per the statute. And then subsequently, when they executed a search warrant, I'd imagine those charges would be added down the road. There was suspected 42 grams of fentanyl powder located. So given his history and the allegations, the state believes a $10,000 bond with pretrial services is appropriate.
All right, thank you. Attorney for the defendant?
Thank you, Judge. As the state noted, yes, there's obviously probable cause for the charge about using an electronic device. As to it, one of the substances remains untested, Judge. And the last conviction that Mr. Eichler has is from 2015, over 10 years ago. So we are asking for pretrial services release, but if Your Honor's not inclined to release him without a bond, we just ask that the bond be $2,500. Thank you.
All right, thank you. I'm going to set this matter for a preliminary hearing on July the 14th at 1:30 p.m. in Superior Court. I'm going to set a cash secured bond in the amount of $5,000. pretrial if he posts the bond, standard conditions of release, and appointing the office of the public defender to represent the defendant in all further proceedings. Good luck to you, sir. Hi, sir. Can I have your name, please?
Santiago Rico,
So you're here today charged with felony DUI, driving on a suspended license DUI, and failure to stay at the scene of an accident. Does the state have a position in this matter?
Yeah, thank you, Your Honor. I believe based on the facts of the DUI, if I'm not mistaken, it's also based on having the restriction on his license, which would be the ignition airlock. But nonetheless, he is on felony release for 2 cases, and the facts involve a hit and run and felony DUI, as the court's aware, and he does have a prior DUI conviction. So the state's requesting $25,000 with pretrial services in lieu of holding him without bond.
Okay, thank you. Attorney for the defendant?
So Judge, I see that he's on release and I thank the state for offering a bond. So Your Honor, looking at the history and it looks like Mr. Estrada has lived in Tucson for 25 years. He's employed as a full-time mechanic, has family support, doesn't have any failure to appear history on his active felony cases. So since the state's offering a bond, Judge, we are asking you to consider. It would be great if Mr. Estrada could be released, but if you're not inclined to release him, we just ask that the bond be close to $2,500. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm going to set this matter for preliminary hearing on July 4th at 1:30 p.m. in Justice Court. Appoint the office of the public defender to represent the defendant. I'm going to set a $25,000 cash secured bond. If he posts the bond, he'll be released for pretrial services. Standard release conditions will apply, including no alcohol and no drugs. Sir, your next court date is July the 14th at 1:30 p.m. in Justice Court for preliminary hearing. And I am appointing the public defender to represent you. Good luck to you, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, can I have your name? Oh, same guy.
Judge,
Oh, okay.
yeah, same.
All right, that's fine. Just let me know when you're ready, counsel.
Yes.
Can I have your name, please?
Lisa Hernandez Rubio.
Hi, I'm Judge Hazel. You're here today because you have a warrant out of Maricopa County on the charge of leaving the scene of a serious injury accident. Judge of that county set a $50,000 bond for your arrest. Does the state take no position as they did in the other case?
Correct, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Attorney for the defendant?
Judge, we are asking the court to consider releasing Alyssa to pretrial services supervision. That is because she's classified as level 1 on the pretrial services scale. She has absolutely no other criminal history, felony or misdemeanor. She's never been previously arrested on this matter. She's employed full-time, has a roommate who can assume third-party custody and transport. So we are hoping for pretrial services release, but if Your Honor is not inclined to do that, we just ask that the bond be close to $5,000 given her complete lack of other felony history or misdemeanor.
All right.
Judge, can I have 1 second, please? Yeah, 1 second.
Absolutely.
And Judge, she reports to me that she also has a medical condition that needs to be treated. So she has an upcoming doctor's appointment. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm going to affirm the prior bond amount of $50,000, direct Maricopa County to come and pick her up and take her to court. She gets there, they'll appoint a lawyer. I'm going to set this for a review hearing on August the 4th at 9 a.m. with standard release conditions, including no contact with any victims, don't return to the scene of the crime. She is released. She'll be supervised through pretrial until jurisdiction is established in Maricopa County. Ma'am, I'm going to direct Maricopa County to come and pick you up. They do that very quickly. And then you'll be taken before a judge like myself in Maricopa County and appointed a lawyer to represent you. Good luck to you. Hi, ma'am. Can I have your name, please?
Melissa Keen?
Okay, I'm Judge Hazel. You're here today on three different things, at least. You have new charges of possession of narcotic drugs, possession of drug paraphernalia. And then you have and charges of like you have a warrants for your arrest out of justice court as well. State have a position on this matter?
Your Honor, it's my understanding, Ms. Keene has two new interim complaints. The state would have no objection to releasing her to pretrial and setting a steps hearing in each of those cases.
So on both cases, she could be set to a steps hearing then?
Correct, Your Honor.
All righty. What's the defense position on those?
Your Honor, we agree that with the state that the court should release Ms. Keene. I would also like to note that the interim complaint notes a dangerous drug, but I believe the contents of the interim complaint talk about a narcotic drug. But nonetheless, since the state's recommending release, we ask the court to set a steps hearing, and we will waive the preliminary hearing time if the court is planning on not holding her on the misdemeanors.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to be ordered that she be released on both of her pending felony matters, set the matters for step hearing on July 11th at 9 a.m. Preliminary hearing on August the 18th at 1:30 p.m. Appoint the public defender in all cases. Direct pretrial supervision and standard release conditions. So let's go on to your justice court warrant, ma'am. You have a shoplifting warrant out of justice court. I'm going to release you, give you a new court date of July the 14th with Judge Foreman.
I think that was 8:30, Judge.
And it will be at 8:30 in the morning. Standard release conditions will apply, including don't return to the scene of the incident. But she's being released on the justice court case with standard release conditions. All right, let's go on to the Tucson City case now. She has a warrant out of Tucson City Court for failure to appear in possession of drug paraphernalia. I'm going to release her. Give her a new court date of August the 4th at 2:30 p.m. in Tucson City Court with Judge Crenshaw. Standard release conditions will apply. So she is being released. Good luck to you on all your matters, ma'am. You are being released.
Thank you.
Hi, are you Mr. Lowe?
Hello.
I see a note in the file on the new charges the state's moving to dismiss. Is that correct?
Yes.
Correct, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Lowe, on your new felony charges, the state is moving to dismiss your cases, and I'm going to dismiss that. Now let's go on and talk about your warrants out of city court. You have some warrants out of Tucson City Court. Those warrants are for trespassing and failure to appear. I'm going to release you and give you a new court date of August the 20th at 2:30 p.m. in Tucson City Court with Judge Mayhew. Standard conditions are going to release will be imposed, but you are being released. And make sure you make your next court date, sir.
Okay, thank you.
All right, you have a good day.
Thank you.
All the way up that. I will sit down there with the nails.
Sir, can I have your name, please?
Reyes Frank Monero.
You're here today because you have a warrant for your arrest out of Superior Court for failure to appear on a charge of theft of a means of transportation. You also have some warrants out of Tucson City Court. Does the state have a position in this Superior Court warrant?
Your Honor, the state's asking the court to affirm the $2,500 amount in the warrant. It looks like it is a direct indictment case. However, he's got a post-adjudicated warrant out of Green Valley Justice Court for a 2014 case, as well as failing to appear for a Tucson City Court case since 2021.
All right, thank you. Attorney for the defendant, what would you like to say?
Judge, we're asking you to consider giving Mr. Madero one chance on pretrial services release. I understand he has some failures to appear in misdemeanor courts, but as the state pointed out, this is a direct indictment. His last felony conviction is from 1998. Your Honor, his father can provide third-party custody and transport, and any confusion surrounding missing misdemeanor court dates can be taken care of right now if the court were to release him. I'll write it down for him. And given that this is a property offense, Judge, we are asking you to consider releasing Mr. Madero. But if Your Honor is inclined to affirm the bond, we just ask that the court go less than the 2,500. But we are really hoping for release, Judge. Thank you.
I'm going to set this matter for an arraignment on July 11th at 1:30 p.m. in Superior Court. I am going to appoint the office of the public defender to represent the defendant in this matter. I'm going to impose standard release conditions in this matter, including no contact with any victims and not go to incident locations. I'm going to set the bond in the amount of $1,000 cash secured. If that bond is posted, then I'm going to direct that he be supervised through pretrial services. So your bond is $1,000 in that matter. I'm giving you a new court date of July 11th at 1:30 p.m. Let's go on to your Tucson City warrants now. You have warrants out of the city of Tucson for trespassing, paraphernalia, and failure to appear. On those Tucson City warrants, I'm appointing the office of the Tucson City Public Defender. I'm releasing on those charges and setting the matter for a non-transport review on September the 5th, 2025 at 9 a.m. in Tucson City Court. So on your Tucson cases, you are being released, sir. Your total bond is $1,000. If you post it, you will be released. If not, you'll remain in custody until your next court date. Good luck to you, sir.
Judge, were you seeing him on the Green Valley warrant today?
I don't have that in front of me. If it pops, I'll see him this evening then.
Sounds good, Judge.
Hi, can I have your name, please?
Stephanie Evans.
Can I have your name one last time? I'm sorry.
Stephanie Marie Massen.
Okay, hi, I'm Judge Hazel. You're here today and you're charged with felony shoplifting. Does the state have a position in this matter?
Yes, Your Honor, in looking at the date of offense, she would have technically be on release for the case that she is on probation for. And however, in reconsidering and looking at the nature of the offense and the fact that she is now being supervised for with probation, I would actually be okay with the release to pretrial services to give her a chance, on this matter.
The defense position?
Judge, I agree with the state. Given the date of offense, I agree that since she is already on probation supervision, if the court releases her to pretrial, she has to contact both pretrial and probation at the same time. So there is no new violation on probation, so we support release as well. We are okay if the court wants to direct her to report to her probation officer upon release from custody. Thank you.
All right. I'm going to release you, ma'am, and give you a new court date of July 24th for a preliminary hearing. I'm going to appoint the Office of Public Defender to represent you. I'm going to order you be released through the supervision of pretrial services. The conditions of release are no contact with any victims, don't return to the incident location, standard release conditions. So you are being released, ma'am. Make sure you make your next court date on July the 24th.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Do you have any questions for me?
No, thank you. I appreciate it.
It is? Okay, I'll just release them on it. Hi, can I have your name, please?
Manuel Mendoza.
Okay, you're here today on charges of aggravated DUI. Does the state have a recommendation in this matter?
Your Honor, the state's okay with release to pretrial given the age of his prior misdemeanor DUI.
Attorney for the defendant.
I agree with the state, Judge.
All right, sir, I'm going to take the following actions in this case. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in further proceedings. I'm going to impose standard release conditions, including no alcohol, no drugs. I'm going to release you. I'm going to release you and give you a new court date of July the 24th at 1:30 p.m. in Justice Court for a preliminary hearing. You must appear at that time or a warrant will issue for your arrest. I'm going to order that you be supervised by pretrial services. You are being released. Your new court date is July the 24th at 1:30 p.m. You must appear at that time. Good luck to you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yes, I'm sorry. Can you add that? Hi, can I have your name, please?
Veronica Siobhan Munoz.
I'm Judge Hazel. You're here today on charges of hindering prosecution. Just for the record, we did see her son this morning on a juvenile matter. And he is being detained until Monday. Does the state have a position on this matter?
The state's okay with release to pretrial given the criminal history and the nature of the allegations, Judge.
Okay. Thank you, attorney for the defendant.
We fully agree with the state judge. We were going to ask for ROR. I defer to the court on ROR PTS. Thank you.
All right, I will release her for pretrial services, give her a new court date of 1:30 p.m. on July the 24th. In Justice Court for preliminary hearing, appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent the defendant. I think we need to appoint the legal defender because her son's represented by the public defender. Standard release conditions will apply. Ma'am, you're being released. Your next court date is July the 24th at 1:30 p.m. in Justice Court. Good luck to you, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Hi, can I have your name, please?
Johnny Benny Parker.
All right, you're here today charged with felony shoplifting, organized retail theft, and you have a misdemeanor warrant for theft out of Justice Court. Does the state have a position on this matter?
The state would have no objection to release, just considering the nature of the allegations, Judge. But if you're going to hold them on the other case, the state would have no objection to a nominal bond of.
All right, thank you. Attorney for the defendant.
Judge, we are also hoping that the court will consider releasing him. The other matter is a post-adjudicated warrant from Justice Court. So we are asking for pretrial services release, given that he's 3 on 6 on the scale and full-time employed as a type technician. Thank you.
On the new felony matter, I am going to release him to pretrial services. Give him a new court date of July the 24th at 1:30 p.m. in Justice Court for a preliminary hearing. And then also release him on his Justice Court matters. The new court date on the Justice Court matter will be July 11th at 3 p.m. with Judge Foreman. Standard release conditions will apply in that case as well. So you are being released. Good luck to you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You.
Sir, can I have your name, please?
Manuel Martinez Jr.
You're here today on charges of possession of dangerous drugs, possession of narcotic drugs, and possession of drug paraphernalia as a new felony charge. And you also have charges out of city court of criminal damage, disorderly conduct. Does the state have a position on the felony matter?
Your Honor, the state's recommending release to pretrial with a steps court hearing appears appropriate based on the history.
Attorney for the defendant.
I agree with the state judge. We also ask that the court waive time and give us a 45-day preliminary hearing date, and respectfully ask the court to consider releasing him on the city court.
Okay, I'm going to set this matter for a steps hearing on July 11th at 9 a.m. Sir, that's a program that if you complete, your charge can be dismissed. Your attorney will explain it to you. I'm setting the matter for a preliminary hearing on August the 18th at 1:30 p.m. in Justice Court. Again, you are being released to the supervision of pretrial services. Standard release conditions will apply, and I am appointing a lawyer to represent you. So your new court dates on Justice Court are August the 18th and July 11th, but you are being released through pretrial services. All right, let's go on to your Tucson City cases. On your Tucson City case, I'm going to release you. The standard conditions. I'm going to give you a new court date of August the 4th. At 9:30 a.m. in Tucson City Court with Judge Maldonado. Standard release conditions will apply in your case, but you are being released. But you must appear at all future court hearings. Do you understand that? All right, sir. Good luck to you. Hi, can I have your name, please?
Your name is George Verdugal.
I am Judge Hazel. You're here today on charges of possession of dangerous drugs, possession of drug paraphernalia, possession of narcotic drugs. Does the state have a recommendation on this matter?
Your Honor, recommending release to pretrial services along with a steps court hearing.
Attorney for the defendant?
We agree with the state judge and no objection to waiving time.
All right, sir, what I'm going to do in your case is I am going to release you. I'm going to set this matter for a steps hearing on July the 11th at 9 a.m. That's a program that if you complete, your case will be dismissed. I'm going to set it for preliminary hearing on August the 18th at 1:30 p.m. I'm going to impose standard release conditions, including the condition that you be monitored by pretrial services, and I am appointing the Office of the Public Defender to represent you in this matter. So you are being released through that program, sir. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
You can read them.
Hello. How are you? Yes, how are you?
Sure. Judge, can I have a brief moment to talk to Dominic?
Yeah.
Please. I'll make sure it's just got them this morning. So, okay, stitches. Okay, cool. 6 stitches I got. I'll go through. I did have. Yeah, I have 2 screws in both legs. Oh, right knees on the top. Okay. We're ready.
All right, does the state have a position in this matter?
Your Honor, the state's recommending $10,000 with pretrial services, given the allegations, the criminal history, which includes 3 prior DB cases, as well as being maxed out on both scales, and there is an NVCA flag.
Thank you. Attorney for the defendant.
Judge, we're hoping the court will give Mr. Dominic a chance on pretrial services release. I read the interim complaint, and the underlying offenses for the aggravated DV charge seem to be either disorderly conduct based on the shouting or criminal damage because of the mirror shattering. And Dominic was injured himself, Judge. He informs me that he had 6 stitches put on him, 26 stitches, excuse me, put on him. Again, Judge, the interim complaint alleges that he was the one that shattered the glass and it wasn't targeted against any potential victim. Hang on, sir. So for those reasons, Judge, we understand the state's position, but we're asking you to consider releasing Mr. Burglary. How do you say that?
Vigorito.
Vigorito to pretrial services.
Diversion or the steps.
No,
anything. I'm sorry. Thank you.
It's not steps. I
apologize.
So we're asking for release, Judge, but if Your Honor is inclined to set a bond, we ask for a much lesser bond than 10,000, but he's really asking you to advocate for release only, so I will not make a bond recommendation. Thank you.
All right, thank you. I'm going to take the following actions. First, on the felony matter, I'm going to set a secured bond in the amount of $2,500. Set this matter for a preliminary hearing on July the 14th at 1:30 p.m. with standard conditions, including no contact with any victims. Don't return to that location. If he posts the bond, he will be supervised through pretrial services. And I'm appointing the Office of Public Defender to represent him. Let's go on to his Tucson City case. He has a criminal trespass charge out of the city of Tucson. I am going to release him, appoint the Tucson City Public Defender to represent him, set this matter for non-transfer court review on September the 5th at 9 a.m. in Tucson City Court. So on this Tucson case, he is being released. On this young matter, do you know why we're not seeing him on his Superior Court warrants? Young? Says he.
They're post arraignment, Judge. I'm familiar with Mr. Young, so he'll be seen in Superior Court on those 2 cases.
Okay, thank you. Thanks for helping me out on that.
Your Honor.
We'll talk about the case.
Your Honor, there's my health concern is obviously as everybody and everybody's safety.
So Judge, I think the request is he's asking if the court will reconsider the bond and instead release him.
Because I have no options.
Ruling.
I appreciate your ruling, sir.
Hi, sir. Can I have your name, please?
Bryson Daniel Yance.
Hi, I'm Judge Hazel. You're here today on charges of possession of dangerous drugs, possession of narcotics, possession of drug paraphernalia. And then you have warrants out of Superior Court. The Superior Court is going to deal with separately. Does the state have a position in this matter?
Your Honor, recommending $5,000 bond in lieu of a no bond hold with a steps hearing and 10-day PH date due to him likely being held. He is on release for those 2 felony cases that he did fail to appear on in Superior Court already, and he'll, like you said, will be seen on those on a later date.
Attorney for the defendant?
Yeah, Judge, given that he's being detained on the Superior Court warrants and is likely to get a bond on those.
I can't pay bond. I have no way to pay that. Not even if it's like, I mean, like I don't have work, I don't have family, I have no one.
Can I have a moment, Judge?
You know, like I can't pay bond.
Sure. At least we're done with Tucson, huh? Yeah. So you can go. No, I'm not kicking you out.
All right.
Judge, given the other 2 matters, we are asking the court to consider a nominal $1,000 bond so he can earn some time. Thank you.
I'm going to set the bond at $5,000. Set this matter for a preliminary hearing on July the 14th at 1:30 p.m. in Justice Court. Set this matter for a step hearing on July 11th at 9 a.m. Standard release conditions will apply. If he does post the bond, he'll be released through pretrial services. So your next courts dates are July 11th and July the 14th. Lay on that those other matters. Good luck to you, sir. Is there anything further from the state today?
Yes, sir. This is yours.
No, Your Honor, and hope you have a good rest of your 4th of July before court later on.
All right, thank you. Anything further
Thanks, Judge.
anything further from defense?